Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like I will listen. If you are a fan, of course, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking. And without any waste of any time, let's meet on the other side. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Kyle. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Backroom Convos. I know it's been a minute since I was with you guys, and we're still on the road to 100. You know, why do I keep on wanting to say 100 million episodes? But it's 100 episodes for sure. So it's a road to 100 episodes, and I appreciate you all, man. I know, and I've noticed Gubuti, since I've been absent, a lot of you guys have been listening to the podcast, and especially the episodes where we had amazing guests, the politicians, the media guys, the property guys. I see a lot of the people, and I think it's fair enough, Guti. I've been off for the longest time. I think maybe if we can go through the numbers of the podcast, not that they matter, but we will just do it just as a token of appreciation to say, guys, I appreciate you. My gift to you is this. I'm giving you the numbers, which I hardly do, but I have to do it for you guys. So I think on first place, obviously, it's South Africa. I'm not naming the countries from 1 to 10. I'm just randomly calling out the countries. There's no order to this, so the first country, obviously, it's South Africa. It's position 31. So shout out to all the people in South Africa that are streaming the podcast. Shout out to you guys. Really appreciate it. On Argentina, I saw the Argentina thingy. I saw this morning, and I was like, oh, this is something. This is something, and I know a lot of people might think I'm taking this for granted, but I do appreciate everybody that's listening to the podcast in Argentina. I appreciate you guys. I think that the podcast again was being aired in United Emirates, UAE. I used to call it Dubai. UAE, Dubai is in the UAE. So the first thing that came to mind when I saw that the UAE, we have listeners there. Not a lot, because it's 225 people. Not 225 people, 225 as far as positioning in the charts. We're 225. So it is what it is, but I appreciate it regardless. Appreciate everybody that's listening to the podcast. And we need to also take into consideration of the fact that we're doing all these numbers and we don't even have cameras. We don't fancy equipment. We don't have a lot of those things, but we're pulling in or raking in those amazing numbers. So kudos to everybody that's listening to the podcast. And I think it's fair for you guys to show me or pinpoint areas where I need to improve as your host, or the guests that you think I need to have on the podcast. I'll try. I won't have all of them, but I'll try to get majority of them. You know what I mean? So moving right along. So the position, it's Malta. The entertainment news, we are 33. Malta, we've been with them for the longest time. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that's listening to the podcast in Malta. I don't know, I've never been to Malta, never heard about it. I think at one point when I saw Malta popping up, I think I did research a bit about it, but I don't remember for sure what it was saying about Malta. But shout out to Malta anyways. At 45 plays for the first 45, it's Zimbabwe. So shout out to everybody in Zimbabwe that's listening to the podcast. Shout out to everybody. I know we had a lot of people that are listening to the podcast from Zimbabwe specifically after we had Tanya, Tanya Kuseke, who is an amazing individual. She currently stays in Ghana. Where does he stay? I forgot where she stays. And she moved from SA. She was born and raised in SA, but her parents are originally from Zimbabwe. We've had a lot of people from Zimbabwe because of that. And shout out to Tanya, by the way. And I just forgot where she stays now. No, but I think maybe I'll remember. And no, for the people who know Tanya and listen to the episode with Tanya, I think you can just go to Spotify, find that episode. I think she did mention where she is going. Then I think she's been there for a year now, if I'm not mistaken. So do check that out on Spotify, or just Google Tanya Kaseke, if I'm not mistaken. So that something, a blog must pop up, saying something about Tanya. I think there was a blog that wrote about the episode that I had with Tanya. Shout out to all the people that are pushing us. Shout out to the blogs, the people that are writing the blogs, that are putting in the effort. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to Namibia as well. Shout out to the people in Namibia. So in Namibia, in the news, do I say sector, department, faculty, which is the term, you let me know in the comment section. So in Namibia, we peaked at 250. Not a bad for like news, like in general. 250, it's not bad. And on entertainment news, we like number 10. And at some point, you were like number 5. I remember like posting it. I think it was last week, last week. So just giving it out a shout out to the people that listen to us in Namibia. Like, please do like let us know in the comment section what's your favorite part about the podcast. You know what I mean? Areas where we need to improve. I'm not perfect. I try though. I try to like improve where I can. So with your guys' help, man, that can assist me a lot. So shout out to the people like the surrounding countries, man. Like I do appreciate you a lot. We had Zimbabwe, we had Namibia, now we have Botswana. We're currently sitting at 27. Like the 27 spot is a good spot to be in as a podcaster. So the entertainment, faculty, department, do correct me in the comment section. And on the last place, on the news section on this, it's like Mozambique. Shout out to the people in Mozambique. It's 238 on the news, and on like the sub-genre, it's entertainment news, which we are at 35. We're ranking 35. So second to South Africa, it's like, Mozambique with like 31, then 35, and but I think the first like the highest support that we are getting at this point, I think it's in Namibia. It's not in South Africa. Not disappointed, but I'm grateful for the numbers. I think let's just move right along, man. I did apologize for why I didn't actually give you a reason why I wasn't hosting the podcast, but now I'm back. Everyday episodes, road to 100 episodes. This is like the 96th episode I've been with you guys. A lot of growth along the way, man. Appreciate it. And I do have a story that I want to share with you, but I can't share the story with you before we hit 100 episodes. So I think when we hit 100 episode or 99 episode, just remind me on social media or on the comment section in Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever it is. Just remind me, and I'll just make sure like I'll tell you the story when we hit 100 episodes. Or if that thing really happens, or even if it doesn't happen, it's still cool. It's a great story to tell. But it doesn't matter if we get it or we don't get it. But it's a story that I want to tell you when we hit 100 episodes. I don't know. I did actually ask you guys whether we should celebrate the 100th episode and how we should celebrate it. I haven't received those DMs, those messages. Please do on the comment section. Leave your comment as to what we should do for the 100th episode. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So yeah, a lot has been happening this week. I wanted to talk about the whole thing about, is it Ryan Garcia, about the programming whole, like I think the Ryan Garcia thing, the situation with him, the entire saga surrounding him and the fight that he's going through, and he was picking up some triangle, cult following, and he was talking a lot about that, and it caused a lot of controversy on the internet, and people are not moving away from that. They say like we need to talk about it more. People are calling him crazy, and I'm like, gosh, there's no facts behind this. If we can post facts of what happened, we can cover the story. But now everything is just all over the place, and there's nothing being backed at this point. But as soon as he does, give us evidence, we'll cover the story for you guys. So, but then on the more factual thing that's happening. It's not even factual, I don't know if this is factual, because a lot of people are saying that there's match fixing between, well, I'm talking about the fight that's happening on the 20th of July between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. For those of you who don't know who Jake Paul started out as a YouTuber a long time ago, and he worked his way up to where he is now. So shout out to everybody that's a Jake Paul fan, and he's worked his ass off. I know he fought Team Ferry and he lost, and and they're doing really great. Shout out to Logan Paul, Prime, they're doing KSI, they're doing a lot of great stuff. I've never drank Prime, so a lot of people have been saying a lot about Prime. I've never tried it, so I don't have anything or comments about that. But shout out to him, Jake Paul. Shout out to Logan Paul as well. The guys are doing. Logan Paul is in wrestling. And Jake Paul is the guy that's battling Mike Tyson. So I don't know how that came about. I don't know how that came about, but it's a very interesting fight, and I would like us to speak a bit about it. I don't have all the facts, and if you do have all the facts, man, do leave a comment and we'll have you as a guest in our show so you can give us a breakdown of the fights, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I think the first thing to say is that, are you streaming? How does it work? I know some people were saying it's pay-per-view, the Floyd Mayweather thingy, and there was just a lot of things being said about this fight. So I don't really know which is which, because Twitter, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's the net, there's this, there's that. So the contract, and they're why the contract is I'm what do you get what do you find the contract? You know what I mean? And I'm I don't know if even TMZ covered this story. If we did, we just checked it out. What are they saying about the contract? Because I didn't read the contract. So I would really like to read the contract between that and share that with you guys. So yeah, man, do let me know what you missed about me and the podcast, for the longest time that we have been out here. So I know Guti, who was saying, the doctors were saying something about Mike Tyson in the fight. I think it's negative. I didn't read that comment because I'm looking forward to it. And as much as people are saying, go to this match fixing, Jake Paul paying, and because I also know the terms of the contract as well, is that, Jake Paul has to handpick some of the referees for the match. And who is this? Mike Tyson has to wait till the last minute to knock out Jake Paul to get whatever amount that they agreed upon. And I know Jake Paul was signing the t-shirt. And the craziest thing about this is that I saw Mike Tyson train, and I was like, yo. And I'm like, this is crazy. The fact that, Jake Paul, I've never seen a Jake Paul training session, by the way. I've seen him troll a lot on the internet. I've seen him, I won't lie, he's been trolling Mike Tyson a lot on the internet. I don't know if that's a strategy, not to show your training plan or your coach. And I've read a funny comment, I don't remember what the comment said. There was a funny comment that was being said about that. The situation with Jake and Mike Tyson, So I'm like, okay, they were saying Mike Tyson is beating his trainer. Logan Paul is training with his trainer. So that should tell you the level and the intensity of the fight. So I think this, for me, I think I'll give you prediction. Let's do this. We have to go to an ad break. So when you come back from an ad break, I'll give you prediction. My prediction. And I'm not really sure, guys. You punters, all punters worldwide, do text someone who's a punter and do let me know in the comment section. Do you guys really have, what you call this? Do you have maybe a section, the boxing thing in Betway, where you guys bet for the fights? I really want to get involved in that, I had the odds when you bet earlier, you tend to get a lot of money. So do let me know in the comments. Maybe I might just bet on Mike Tyson, because I have a lot mixed emotion about this fight, match fixing, because of there's a lot of things being said about this fight. I'm not gonna lie about that. So yeah, do let me know in the comment section if Betway does have, this fight on there, if you can bet. so we can bet. I'm very competitive as an individual. So the song of the day is Abumama Bum Tandazo. I think I said that when we started the podcast. So the song of the day is Omama Bum Tandazo by Something Soweto. The album name is Pity Pity. It was dropped on 2019. The song is 5 minutes 37 seconds long and currently sits at not of 1 million, because there's a couple of numbers at the end there, so I wouldn't want to mess that up. So yeah, man, let's head over to the break. I'm your host with the most, the Lesego M Daily Report, aka Shoot Short, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's meet after the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, the Lesego M Daily Report, aka Shoot Short, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. The song of the day is by Something Soweto. The name of the song is Oh Mama Bum Tandazo from the album called Pity Pity, which was dropped on 2019. The song was 5 minutes 37 seconds long. So currently sits at 1 million. Not of 1 million on Spotify alone. Good numbers. So before we went over the break, we were talking about the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, right, which is happening on the 20th of July, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And I think it will be streamed on Netflix. I don't know if there's any other platform, but I see Netflix is the main platform of which it will be streamed in. So I know for sure with Jake Paul is one of like the greatest marketers, marketed. I think he is also involved in like marketing of Prime. There's also a part of like the WWE at some point. It's also a part of what you Man City. They were advertising that, they were sponsoring Barcelona. And I don't know how that happens, when they get the bag, where they get the cash injection. I don't know. But yeah, going back to topic, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. A lot of people have been seeing a lot of like match fixing, and I'm like, what's all this match fixing you guys are talking about, because I don't know what match fixing is, So I was like, okay, let me just hop onto Google and then like just find out. For those of you who like me at home, what's happening, guys? So English just ran away. So yeah, I was saying, Guti, for some of you who don't know like what match fixing is, I'm like, I'm with you, I got you, So I googled what match fixing is, and I have the answer for you guys. So what match fixing is, why is it showing me Toya delays? So I did have this on the screen. So what match fixing is, it's basically a dishonest activity that ensures that the other party wins, So yeah, in simple terms, I didn't Google it, I'm just going off. So okay, this is what Google says, which is not far-fetched from what I was saying to you. So I'm just giving credit to the people who wrote the article. So Sports New Zealand is the one that covered this and gave us the definition of what match fixing is. So in simple terms, match fixing is a dishonest activity to make sure that one team or individual wins a particular sports match. Under the Crime Act of 1961, match fixing is a manipulation of a rule as a result of a sports match or race event, or any event within the match or event with the intent to influence a betting outcome. I think it's a crime, as they say. So do let me know in the comment section what you think about this. So yeah, man, welcome back. I'm back. There's a lot we haven't spoken about. Ryan Garcia, I know we also have to touch on that, So who are you betting for? Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Besides the fact that, there's match fixing and stuff, you can also like do Mike Tyson, and on the different slip, and on the other slip you do Jake Paul, which obviously I think it's a stretch for Jake Paul to win this fight. Honestly, this is like my personal opinion. For Jake Paul to win this match is very much far-fetched. I won't lie to you. Like, I saw some of the training sessions from Mike Tyson, bro. Like, Mike Tyson is in his 60s, bro. Like, what? Mike Tyson's age, he's in his 60s if I'm not mistaken. I'll check for you. I think he's in his 60s or late 50s. He's 57 years old and he weighs 100 kg. Like, can you imagine that? 100 kg. And he's 57. But the punches he's throwing there. And they're saying, Guti, I think he's a bit slow. But I'm like, if that is slow, like, what was he doing back then? If that is slow, if you call that slow, what was he doing back? And I think what's interesting is to have the underweight Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson to go in the same ring. If like, listen, this is my chant, guys. If Jake Paul is able to go into the same room as Mike Tyson, why can't Floyd Mayweather go into the ring with Mike Tyson? I know there's like different weight classes, wada, but if they can make this happen, why can't they make the Floyd Mayweather? I think that for real would be like the fight of the decade if they were to have that fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and Iron Mike. I think that would be the dopest fight, you know. So yeah, going to Jake Paul's age. Jake Paul is a YouTuber and, you know, professional boxer. He's 27 years. Basically, he's the same age as me. What? But his weight division doesn't say anything about him. It's just showing that he's 27 years old of age. But, you know, he's a decent dude. He's been into a lot of trouble, bro. Like, Tyson sends prayers to Robert De Niro in heartfelt message. Oh, okay, like, this is irrelevant. So he's 27 years old, fighting a 57-year-old, 100 kg Mike Tyson. You know, that's a lot to take in, bro. Like, I don't think he has a chance, you know. Like, if I'm to be fair with everybody listening to the podcast, like, I don't think bro has a chance against Mike Tyson. So yeah, do let me know what you think on the comment section and your predictions. Does Betway have the what you call this, the slot where, you know, you can either vote for Jake Paul or Mike Tyson? I don't know if Betway, like, I'm not a punter, so I wouldn't know how this works as far as betting. And I was in conversation with someone who was telling me over the weekend that, you know, if you make a bet earlier in the odds, you tend to make a lot if you bet earlier. So we can both bet the same amount of money in different times, and the outcome is different. It's because of like those odds. So the earlier you are, the more you get, the more reward. So the later you are, the smaller reward you get. Basically, that's what he was saying. I don't know if that makes any sense. If you don't understand, please do comment in the comment section of from wherever you're listening us from. I see we've been enlisted in a lot of DSPs, but the main one, Spotify, Apple Podcast, what else? Google Podcast. I'm so sorry about that. I think Google Podcast closed. I don't know what they did with their shandies, but Google Podcast, I'll just count it in J for control. So yeah, man, I didn't really plan to have a long episode, but I felt like, you know, this was something to talk about. I think maybe tomorrow let's talk about the Ryan Garcia situation without the facts, just hypothetical, you know, because a lot of people and are really quiet. But Ryan Garcia is also like a boxer, you know. He's also a boxer. He's 25 years old, and I saw I saw a video of Ryan Garcia calling out. Well, he was not calling out. Basically, he was in conversation with Jake Paul. Like, if this match is not fixed, bro, and you beat him, bro, you are the man, you know. So he's 25 years, as I said, and the weight category that he falls on, it's super featherweight, lightweight, and light in don. I'm just reading over the top. So he was born on the 8th of August 1998. So in California, United States. So the division that he falls under, it's lightweight, light weatherweight, super featherweight. I don't know what that means, you know. So he's 5'8", for those of you, 5'8", and in all his fights, he's only lost once. I think it's the fight that we just missed. I missed it. I'm not a big fan of this boxing stuff, but he's been saying a lot of stuff, and people are saying that he's promoting his fight. But I think let me cover this on the tomorrow's episode, which is like 97th episode, 200th episode, man. So I'll cover that tomorrow. So yeah, with all the facts of what he said, allegedly about other people. And I saw something saying Ryan Garcia threatens to sue the Athletic Commission in the contribution of the video he released. Dun, 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 dun. He's making a lot of noise, he's making a lot of noise, and he was, basically pointing out people who died, and like people who died and there was no reason behind the deaths. Like these people were being killed, Andrew Tate and dun. And actually, I want to talk about this before we, Andrew Tate was part of the Clubhouse meeting that Ryan Garcia was a part of. And I'm like, oh, all the people that were black sheeps of the world, they were in the same WhatsApp group. And Andrew Tate actually told Ryan Garcia to be careful about what he's about to say next. So I don't know if that will affect his career in any way, but I think we'll just have to keep a close eye to see this unfold. Very interesting stuff. So yeah, man, I think we currently have a lot of, I think if I was to sit, or if we were to sit and look back, what's been currently happening in pop news or entertainment, we see with a lot of the boxing stuff is coming out. The Jake Paul fights, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, the Ryan Garcia saga. There's a lot of boxing that's being fed. I don't know any other thing. What's happening with the Palestine saga, the International Court, the ICC, International Criminal Court, So what's happening with that, with the Israel Shandis? I don't know what's happening with that, That's what I'm saying. There's just a lot of attention in these news that's happening, with the Ryan Garcia, the Jake Paul, and is it a distraction as well? Conspiracy theories? Is it a conspiracy? Is there a conspiracy that you have against this? Against this? Do let me know in the comment section if you have a conspiracy, and we'll just go into it, and maybe we can cover conspiracies. It's a core. Conspiracies, I don't know if that's even a term, but we'll cover conspiracies as well. Maybe we need to have, I think, I'm all over the place, but I think we you remember back then we used to have segments. On Tuesday, this is what we should be doing. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're having a guest. Thursday, this is what we talk about. I think if maybe we can make a Thursday conspiracy Thursday, and we have people with conspiracy theories, that's the term. Yeah. So we have people on Thursday with conspiracy theories. We have them on the podcast, interview them, speak about some of the insane theories that they have. And if you know anybody, just tag them on the comment section. I'll make sure to reach out to them to join us on the podcast to talk about some of the conspiracies they have about some of the things that are happening all over the world. I'm your host at the most, Lesego M, the report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. It was a pleasure hanging out with you for the past 27 minutes, man. I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've hopped on air, started speaking and freestyling some of these things. It's been a while, but I'm getting my groove back. We'll be releasing more episodes for sure. And, still on the road to 100 episodes, man. Tell me some of the guests that you want me to interview, some of the people you think I need to have in the podcast. For some of you that are asking if we're still having the video podcast, I'm working on it. I'm still working on the layout, and, the things being planned behind the scenes for sure. And we'll have that on YouTube. I know a lot of people that follow me that don't have access to Spotify and Apple podcast. They do want me to be on YouTube, so we're still working on that for sure to grow that audience and hop onto the YouTube, to the YouTube way. So yeah, I think from me, I'm done for the day. So the song of the day for the last time, it's Oh Mama Boom Tandazo by Something Soweto, in the album called Ispiti Piti, which dropped in 2019. The song is 5 minutes 37 seconds long and currently sits at north of 1 million, basically. I don't want to quote the entire amount because I might just push at the numbers and you guys start laughing on the comment section. But yeah, not of 1 million yet. So I think we still do have the section, by the way, the book of the day. So we still do have the book of the day section, or the segment for book of the day. So book book of the day is Body Power by Venom Coleman. The book currently ranks 3.9 out of 5 in Goodread and 4.5 out of 5 in AB Read, and in eBay it's 5 out of 5. It's a good book. Never read it. If you have, do let me know in the comment section what are the highlights of the book and if we should read it. If you recommend us to read that book, do let me know in the comment section. So yeah, I don't think if it's necessary for me to give you an overview or whatever it talks about. Just go there. It's good ranking. The numbers are good, and I don't see any comments on this book, man. Yeah, again, I really enjoyed having this episode with you. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's meet on another episode of Backroom Convos. Cheers.